It's time for the Big Five. Are you ready? Get your bows out and turn your adjusting screw so as you learned in video 10. Tighten your bow to the proper tension without over tightening. Let's do the Big Five. So I would like you to take your bows. Everybody stand up, straight and tall. I want you to take your bow with your right hand holding the frog and your left hand holding the upper quarter of the stick with the hair of the bow facing away from you. It's not facing the ground. It's not facing the ceiling. It's not facing towards you. It's facing away from you. You're going to take 2 fingers of your right hand and put it under the frog. You're going to take 2 fingers of your left hand and you're going to put it just a little ways under the tip. And you're going to balance that bow in front of you. Now, I want you to think. If you were going to find the place where the bow balances when your fingertips come together to create a V or a triangle, do you think that would be in the middle? Or do you think that would be above the middle? Or do you think that would be below the middle? I'm going to ask Julian, where do you think it would be?
Below the middle.
Absolutely. And why would it be below the middle?
So it bounces easier?
But why? Because the frog is heavier than the tip. So the middle of the bow is not going to be where that balance point is. Take your thumbs so that you're feeling secure just in case it gets wobbly. Have it hovering over the stick on top and bring your fingertips together, creating a letter V or a triangle. And that's the balance point of your bow. Take your thumbs, bring them together on top of the stick. So you've kind of made a heart or a V or a triangle with your bow. That is our first of our Big Five, finding the balance point. Now it starts to get interesting. You've got that magic part of the bow. You've got that balance point. We're going to take your thumb and hold the bow right there at the balance point with your right hand. Have your left hand hold the upper core of the stick and have the hair of the bow now face towards the ground. So the hair is pointing down. Take your thumb and put it at that balance point at the thumb tip on the underside of the stick. Take your 2 middle fingers, the tall man and the ring finger, and put it at the second knuckle, or for the viola, for the cello or the contrabass, it'll be closer to the first knuckle. But for the violin and viola, it'll be at the second knuckle. And drape it over the stick like a waterfall. Relax your first finger, your pointing finger, and let it rest on the stick. It may rest at the first knuckle. It may rest in between the first knuckle and the second knuckle, because we're all created a little bit differently. We're going to find that comfortable spot, but we're not creating a hook. We're not hooking that first finger, we're just relaxing it. With your pinky, their 4th finger, for the violins and violas, we're going to put it on the inside of the top of the stick so that we have a curve. We have a thumb bump underneath, except for the bass player. We have a curved pinky. Take a look at each one of us. We're going to give you a close-up of each of the bow holds for bass, cello, viola, and violin. And drop your left hand to your side. The bow is balanced between the thumb and the middle fingers. We have a volume control, and we have something that we don't want to get in the way, our pinky. So we just keep it there for balance. But the bow is actually balanced here. That is our bow hold, our number 2 of the Big Five. Okay, you're ready for the workout. This is called Rock On Munchers. We're going to rock on by using our bow. You're going to lift your pinky up. You're going to lift your first finger up. You're going to keep your thumb in position. Let's see those thumb bumps. And we're going to let these rocking munchers munch on the hair of the bow by pulling the bow in. This is not that difficult for the violin and viola. It's a little more challenging for the bass and the cello. So they're going to make mini munchers, but we're going to do big munchers. And we're going to do that to the count of 4. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say munch together. Ready? And munch. Munch, munch, munch. What's for lunch? The horsehair of the bow. You're going to put your fingers back in position on the bow. Your teacher will probably come around and take a look. If you're doing this online, you're going to take a look. You're going to look on the underside of it. You're going to say, oh, does that look good? You're going to compare that to the inside cover for the violin, viola, and cello, and 1B for the bass on the pictures to see, does this match? Does this match on the page that we have with pictures of the bow hold? We're ready now for number 4 of the big 5. Swish, swish, windshield wipers. Everybody, extend your right arm forward with your hand in position. Bend your elbow, creating the L. And we're going to rotate only our forearm, not our shoulder, not our upper arm, just our forearm. And this is the range of motion for the bow. We're going to rotate to the right, rotate to the left. If you want, put your right hand on your forearm so you could feel that rotation. To the right, to the left. To the count of 4, we're going to create our swish, swish windshield wipers. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do it saying swish, 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 swish. Ready, begin. Swish, 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 swish. Bravo. If your elbow came down like this, your windshield wipers are not working. We need to have an adjustment. If your elbow's up here, your windshield wipers are out of alignment. We got to fix it. We want to keep everything even and in place. So let's do that one more time for our swish, swish windshield wipers. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bravo. Okay, have you ever seen a spider crawl? Our 5th of the big 5 is our spider crawls. Spiders, when they crawl, they creep. They kind of go up the pipe, up the wall. Ugh, I don't like spiders, but they are very good for our gardens, and they're very good for our bows. By staying at the balance point, we're going to spider crawl our fingers all the way to the tip of the bow, and then we're going to spider crawl them right back. When you're at home, I strongly recommend you do this over a sofa or a soft chair or over your mattress so that if the bow drops, you don't have to worry about it. You don't want to do this over a hard surface. If your teacher is there and you're able to be in the classroom with him or her, then you can do it in your classroom because you have somebody keeping an eye on you while you're doing this. The trick is just like a spider. The legs are not going to go up. Our fingers are not going to go up. They're going to crawl. It's not about speed. All the way up and keeping our fingers in place the whole time. All the way to the tip. And then all the way back to the balance point. This is the tougher one. It requires some real coordination. Don't be upset if you can't do that right away. It takes practice. Practice is a word you're going to hear a lot. Well, I prefer rehearsal. Rehearsal means that we're going with a real goal in mind. Practice sounds like, I don't want to practice. I don't either. I want to rehearse. I want to be a solid player. I want everyone who hears me to play going, wow, that was wonderful. And learning to play the bow is part of the challenge. Practice the big 5 every day, and you'll soon be ready to learn how to use the bow on the strings of your instrument correctly and truly become solid string players. You're doing great. See you next time.